Arrays and pointers have a weird connection in C++. This is how you define an array in C++. And I can assign some values to it and print it. But what will happen if I just print A without the square brackets? Okay, I get a memory location. And if I dereference this, I get the first element of the array. So A is like a pointer to the array, and I can get to the first element using A. Well, if I print the address of the first element, it's the same. But what will happen if I print the address of A? It's the same as A. So A is like a pointer, but not really, because in the symbol table, the entry for A looks something like this. And unlike pointers, A is not pointing to any other variable but to a memory location. But it acts like a pointer. But what will happen if I print A plus 1? I should get the next memory address, right? But no, it's not the next byte. I get a location 4 bytes away. Can you think why? That's because it is an integer pointer, and it makes sense because you read 4 bytes at once and then move on to the next 4 bytes. And C++ is smart enough to know this. Similarly, we can print A plus 2. And similarly for double, we will move 8 bytes away, and for a char, we will move 1 byte away. If I dereference A plus 1, I can print the first element. What if I dereference A plus I to print ith element? That should work, right? Yes, it does. Instead of writing A and passing I in the square brackets, I can just dereference A plus I. And you know what? The compiler does the same thing. It takes A of I and breaks it into A plus I. And you know what? It will also work if you write I and pass A in the square brackets, because the compiler will break this into I plus A, which is the same as A plus I. The C++ compiler is weird. A major difference between an array and a pointer is that you can use the size of operator on an array and get the length of the array. But size of a pointer is always 8 bytes. So every array should work like this, right? Not really. Let's just try to do it with character arrays. This is how you define a character array. And if I try to print S, it should print a memory location like the integer array, right? It doesn't. It prints the entire string instead. Okay, but what if I make another pointer to this array and print that? That should definitely give me the memory address of this array, right? It doesn't. It prints the array again instead of the memory. Well, this is because of how cout is implemented internally. It handles character arrays differently as compared to other arrays. Whenever cout gets a memory address to a character array, it goes to that memory location and prints the complete array instead. So if I try to print the address of the first element of the array, it will still go to the memory location and print the entire array. Yeah, C++ is weird. And this was a brief introduction to how arrays and pointers are linked together.